from Blantyre here. Yes. I was born in a Christian family, and I grew up. I attended classes, got baptized, and I have since belonged to the same congregation up to now. Yeah. Because youth are the future congregation, and it is very important that if we develop these youth in Christian way, they are going to grow up as useful citizens. And they contribute to the development of the church, particularly in St. Michael and Angel's Church, because a lot of activities here, like cleaning up, they do that. Well, our youth here are also involved in evangelization. What I mean is they don't only preach the word of God to people around Blantyre here, they go to other places. And when they go there, they also help work with the community, help the old people, provide shelter for them, and sometimes fundraise so they're able to give them blankets and things like that. Yes. Well, we should develop the youth because they're the future leaders of the country. Every country, depends on the youth, because the old people will go, the youth will remain. These are the future leaders of every country. So Malawi is no exception. The church is no exception, because all the elderly people in the church will go, the youth will remain to develop the church. I think they need to develop their personality by way of training. It's very important that we train the youth. They should not also forget their culture, because they are developing within a cultural setup, and they should not forget that. It's very important that we develop that aspect. Yeah.
What about?
Well, it's very important that the youth get sensitized in this pandemic, because it has not spared anybody. It is affecting the youth, it's affecting the elderly people, and therefore I think if we train our youth about the dangers of this pandemic, it's very important. They should be sensitized, and in a way, they should also be able to go out and sensitize other people. Yeah, and the church here is very much involved in that. We have got an arm that deals with HIV/AIDS, and the youth are actively involved in that aspect. Well, we would encourage them in the way that we need to develop our youth, and we need to develop them mentally, socially, and spiritually. We also want to develop them that they should develop an attitude of helping others. For example, here we have got things like they are involved in sports. They go carry out sports activities. They also evangelize, but they like things like Bibles and hymn books, that materials that they can use for evangelizing the word of God. And this is very important that the church here puts emphasis on training the youth. Naturally, when the youth are idle, they don't have anything to do, they go astray. That's why the AIDS pandemic is striking these people. But when we give them sports, they are engaged in sports, they forget to do other things like, involving in activities which would result in AIDS pandemic. So it's very important that sports be encouraged. Yeah. And also sports, helps these youth to get together, to unite as a unit. So it's very important that this should be encouraged. Yeah.